off and film some TV show.
I understand your concerns, but canceling this remote is not going to rescue them any sooner. You know what it's going to do? It's going to put a lot of people out of work.
Melinda...
Come on. If we lose Fraternity Row, WVLE might just go under. We've invested nearly all our capital into production. We don't have another show ready to take its place.
I need an answer, you two.
We're talking this over, Ted, please. Bo, you saved my life when you bought the station. I'm behind you 100% no matter what you do. All I'm saying is...
I know what you're saying, Melinda. I know what you're saying. You're saying that this world is not going to stop because of what's happening up there on that mountain, right?
Does that mean you're going to do the shoot?
Bo, before you make your choice, there's something you should know.
What are you doing here? This is an executive decision.
Look, I can't wait much longer. Look, please just hear me out in private.
There is no time. Oh, you heard what Ted said.
Yeah, I heard what he said. I heard it. Ted, listen, you give me 1 hour, I'll give you a decision.
Look, I just really can't imagine what there is to think about.
Okay, come on, Ted. 1 hour, please, come on.
Okay, Bo, okay. But for your sake, and for all the people involved at WVLE, the answer had better be yes.
I'll be there just a second to see you out.
You think you got problems? Wait till you hear the latest. And you're sure that this was no accident?
Yeah, Bo, between you and me and the lamppost, no way.
But you told Audrey that you thought it was?
Well, yeah, she was so upset. I mean, I had to calm her down. I couldn't tell her what was really on my mind.
So it looks like we've got ourselves another copycat crime, John.
Yeah. You were just getting ready to tape the campus stalker trying to strangle his next victim with a scarf, and it happens to Audrey for real.
Yeah, but it's not just that. I've just taken the role of Winter Carnival Queen away from Mary Lynn.
Yeah. Mary Lynn's the one constant on every incident on and off the set, isn't she?
And if I hadn't replaced Mary Lynn, then Audrey wouldn't be nursing a sore throat right now. So, what am I going to do, John? I've kind of closed up the set. I brought you in undercover. I've got an undercover cop working as the crew. And yet this guy, this killer, he still has a free hand.
For now, Bo. Just for now. But we're getting closer to him.
Yeah, in our dreams,
No,
maybe.
no, we got a motive now, right? I mean, this guy has a thing for Mary Lynn. He thinks of himself as a Galahad.
This guy is a wacko.
To you and me, maybe. But look, in this guy's mind, he's a hero. He thinks he's saving Mary Lynn from all these enemies, whether they're real or imagined. Now we got something to go on. Now we can sort through and find the suspect.
Yeah, but what if he slips through the net? A guy this deranged, he's not going to stop at anything to protect Mary Lynn. He'll even kill for her. So the next time, you know what? He just might succeed. Come in.
Excuse me. Bo, can I speak with you for a minute, please?
Audrey, you were supposed to be in your dressing room resting.
Well, that's all right. Audrey, you can come in. John told me about your accident. I'm just glad that you're okay.
Thank you. If he told you the whole story, then you know it was no accident.
Audrey.
Listen, there's no use in pretending, okay? Bo, I always thought that I would do anything to keep my job, but I was wrong. I am not willing to die for it, so you can give me my pink slip if you want, but I can't play the Carnival Queen. To play the role, what kind of a queen would I be, standing there shaking so hard my crown would fall off my head? I mean, for the good of the show, I've got to turn it down.
Audrey, I think you should know...
No, Bo, there's really no use in trying to convince me here. I've completely made up my mind. You know, I feel terrible letting you down this way, but I know that if I went ahead and took the role, I'd end up disappointing you even more. So if you feel you have to fire me, I'll understand.
Are you finished?
Go ahead. Just tell me to clear my stuff and get out of the studio, and I promise I won't make any trouble.
Audrey, I think Bo was trying to say something to you.
Yes.
I know.
Audrey, I'm glad you came to me like this.
I knew it. I knew it. I mean, you think that I'm not a trooper. Well, you know, if shedding blood, you know, real blood is what it takes to be a trooper for you, then I just... What did you say?
He said that he was glad you came forward.
You did? You did?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whether you were the victim of an accident or whether somebody really did try to hurt you, what's really important is your peace of mind. You don't have to be the Carnival Queen.
I don't?
No. And I'm not going to fire you either.
Oh, thanks for understanding.
Oh, that's okay, that's okay. I mean, a hug from a pretty actress, it makes it all worthwhile.
Oh, you don't fool me for a minute. You're one of the good guys. You're okay, too.
Yeah, so since we've settled this little question, now, why don't you go and get some rest before your next scene, without the crown?
Rest? Come on, who needs rest? Just give me my trench coat and my coffee cup and my shoulder holster, and I'm ready to go back to work.
And she says she's not a trooper.
Oh, but one thing, I mean, if I'm not going to be the carnival queen, then who is?
I think I can answer that. If our producer doesn't have any objections, I'd like to have another crack at the part before you have a chance to give it to somebody else.
I'm sorry, that's out of the question.
Absolutely.
Oh, honey, listen, I would do the role myself before I'd let you take that kind of a risk.
Well, you're all being very sweet. But let's face it, if someone did try and kill Audrey, they did it because of me.
No, we don't know that, Mary Lynn.
Well, everything that's happened here, all of these so-called accidents, have all been connected to me. You've already reached that conclusion, haven't you?
It's one possibility.
Come on, John. It's the only possibility, and you know it.
Which is precisely why you can't even consider playing that role.
Well, someone has to, or else we won't have a storyline and we won't have a show.
Well, why don't you let me worry about that, okay?
Bo, you said that you want to minimize the risks. Well, keep me in the part. As long as I'm playing the carnival queen, nobody's going to get hurt.
Well, would you talk some sense into her and just tell her to save her heroics for the storyline?
Yeah, well, there are a few things that I'd like to say to her. If you'll excuse us, Audrey.
That's your cue. Now, you go to your dressing room, or I'll have to carry you there myself. Go on.
You know, that is very tempting, Mr. Russell, but I don't think it'll be necessary.
Bo, before you give me the reasons you have for hiring someone else for the part...
No, I'm not saying that at all. Just the more that I think about this, the more that I am convinced that nobody, including you, should risk taking the role of the carnival queen.
Well, someone has to, for the sake of the show.
Well, I'm glad that you're committed to the show, but no TV show is worth that risk. Mary Lynn, we're dealing with a killer here. He's a psychotic, but he's also he's brilliant in his own way.
Do you think it's Randy Stone?
No, even though he attacked you in your home, we've ruled him out as a suspect because we haven't seen him around the studio in the last few weeks.
He could have disguised himself.
Well, no, he was a lousy producer. I'm willing to bet that he's just as lousy an actor. We have a feeling that it might be somebody who is with us right now, either a member of the cast or the crew.
Yeah, someone who maybe he's already shown a vested interest in you. Someone like Neil or Casey.
Look, I know that you two are not big fans of Neil, and Casey can be a little strange at times, but neither one of them would hurt anyone. I bet my life on it.
Well, why don't you let John and I discuss this a little bit more, just from a security aspect, okay? Why don't you tell everybody just to hang in, and we're going to be out to make an announcement soon.
You're the producer, but I still think if anyone should play the part, it would be me.
She bet her life on it.
And you know what? If I make the wrong decision, she just may.
Oh, what did he say?
He's thinking about it.
Well, thank God somebody...
Attention, please, if you'd all just gather around here. I have a very important announcement that I'd like to make. Vicky, this is short and sweet. I've decided that we are going to go ahead and go on this location.
Oh, thank you.
Please, no, please. Save your applause. This was really not an easy decision to make, but we've all put in so much time and so much energy on this show, I don't want to see it go down the tubes. We also have another change that I'd like to tell you about that involves the Winter Carnival Queen. I think that I made a mistake by taking that role away from Mary Lynn. And Audrey has graciously agreed to step aside. So if I may present our new Winter Carnival Queen.
Correction, Bo. Your new old